Ethiopian National Defense Force Council, Military Council has held an emergency meeting. What is this military council? When does it meet? What is the significance of this meeting? Which issues were discussed? Was there any need for this type of emergency meeting? Uh, could it mean that the military is making some big decisions? Welcome to My Views and News. Thanks for watching, viewers. Ethiopian military is a key player in Ethiopia, though Abiy Ahmed is the prime minister, PP is the ruling party. There is parliament, election was held too, not transparent. Election due to be held next year too. But military, I see it as a key player. Why? Because all the internal and external challenges are being handled by military. So if military decides something internally, PP will have to agree with it, or PP will have to convince military to change its mind. So far, military and PP have been on one page when it comes to internal, external security challenges. That is why I see military as a key player. If military takes a position different from prosperity party's position, we could see major change, good or bad, in Ethiopia, positive or negative. ENDF, Ethiopian National Defense Forces, has a military council. Military council means it has representation of all the forces: ground force, army, air force, naval force. Naval force is insignificant, mainly air force, and ground forces are key forces. So they are members of the Defense Force Military Council. By the way, Birhanu Jula is Field Marshal. Field Marshal commands all the forces. He is not military chief. Sometimes when an army general is the military chief and war breaks out, issues of coordination arise between the army chief and air force chief. But now when Jula has been elevated to the level of field marshal, not technically, if I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, now I think technically Jula is the in charge of all forces, whether it's air force or naval force or ground force. So in order to ensure smooth functioning of all the forces, Jula has been appointed as field marshal. The military council met and issues were discussed. One of the main issues is Tigray, TPLF asserting itself, Tigray military asserting itself. Jula, 3 days ago, speaking in Jema, told Tigray military to hand over heavy weapons, tanks, artilleries, and air defense systems, and aircraft guns. And Jula said, you're hiding heavy weapons. If you want to secede constitutionally, but hand over our weapons. So Tigray military is not only in possession of heavy weapons, but it is acquiring more heavy weapons. It makes sense. Tigray military, if it is preparing for war, would like to have heavy weapons. It can buy through Eritrea. It can buy through Eritrea from any country. It can buy from Eritrea too, directly. It can buy from Sudan through Eritrea. It can buy from other countries through Eritrea. So it is acquiring new weapons too, reportedly. It is one of the main agenda points at the military council meeting. Uh, Activities of groups in the Afar region of Ethiopia came under discussions. Afar is turning into a mess. PPF there, Rasado there, EBRF there, ENC there, government forces there, tribal leaders there, ENDF, Prosperity Party, then penetration of Eritrean intelligence agency, Ibrahim Usman led group. All that was discussed. And it was decided that Afar should be on the priority list of the Ethiopian National Defense Force. Thirdly, Amhara region, where Fano is on the offensive these days. Fano fighters in recent weeks have inflicted losses on military. During the rainy season, they want to inflict losses and capture as many territories as possible, and they have done some damage to the military in recent days. Before the start of winter, they want to be on the offensive. Military has been hoping that by raising strike force and militias in Amhara, it will gradually withdraw from the Amhara region. But from day one, I've been saying that the day ENDF withdraws from Amhara, the government will collapse, it will fall to Fano fighters. I still maintain this position. I said that in 2023, when everyone was dismissing Fano as just a group of bandits, they would call Fano a group of bandits. My assessment was the same. For the last 2 years, I have been sharing the same assessment. The military again decided to conduct more recruitment and training activities to strengthen strike force and militia, but the strategy won't work. I don't think that militias and regional forces can confront Fano fighters. Oromia also came under discussions, but Oromia is not perhaps a serious challenge to government now. Ola has been weakened after Sunny has surrendered and signed peace deal with Shimalis Abdisa. Ola still there. I think challenge in Oromia could be not by Ola alone, but Ola is reaching out to diaspora-based politicians and groups in Oromia. Some channels are being contacted to reportedly. I'll do a video on that. So the challenge in Oromia is a different type of challenge, I think. But in Tigray and Amhara, a more immediate and more serious type of challenge is being faced by the Ethiopian National Defense Force. Situation on border, unpredictable now. Border with Somalia, I think, could be tense too, keeping in view that Ethiopia-Somalia talks collapsed. Border with Sudan, already seeing a war. The war is at a distance from the border, but Sudanese civil war has been having an impact on Ethiopia too. South Sudan has its own internal problems, like Machar versus Salva Kiir. Almost then Kenya, Ethiopia border relatively stable, but relatively stable. So overall, border situation is not satisfactory. If you analyze all these internal, external issues being faced by ENDF, can PM Abiy afford to wage a new war now? I don't think so. Even ENDF knows it very well, I think, internally that it should not start a new war now. That is why TPLF and Eritrea believe that this is the time to strike ENDF and Abiy because they are weak. And Abiy says that TPLF is miscalculating. We are strong. He'll never say we're weak. So this assessment, this calculation now is going to lead to, it is going to decide the trajectory of the Ethiopia, Eritrea, TPLF, Addis Ababa tensions. Let's see. Military is keeping itself prepared, I think. That is why the military council met. Commanders are going to be briefed about the gravity of the situation, that war could erupt, that from the north, a war could be waged. That is why all military formations should be on high alert and devise their strategies and plans to implement in case of war from the north. War from the north was the main agenda point, and obviously Afar too, which was discussed at this Defense Council meeting reportedly. Thanks for watching.